Do you love tanks? We do too. And today we're diving into 7 of the most astonishing armored clashes in history, from small, desperate ambushes to massive confrontations involving hundreds of vehicles. These battles show how far courage, ingenuity, and steel could go in the chaos of war. It's September 18, 1939, deep in the Polish countryside near the village of Posieka. Commanding Officer Edmund Roman Orlik maneuvers his tiny unit of TKS tankettes. Scouring the terrain for German movement, suddenly he halts. Engines, heavy, growing louder, tanks. He orders 2 of his machine gun tankettes to hold back. Against armor, they are useless. It's up to him alone. His own TKS, fitted with a 20mm autocannon, is Poland's best chance. The small vehicle crashes through brush, swaying violently with every bump, until Orlik positions himself overlooking a crossroads. Concealed, patient, he waits. The sound grows until 3 German machines roll into sight. The lead vehicle is a Panzer IV commanded by Victor IV Albrecht von Ratibor, a nobleman and heir to a German dukedom. Confident but cautious, Ratibor's tank leads the patrol of panzers into the Polish landscape. Orlik steadies his aim. His finger squeezes the trigger. Crack. A 20mm round slams into the panzer's side turret. Smoke gushes. Crew scramble. 2 men escape only to be cut down by Polish fire. Behind the crippled tank, more panzers rumble into view. 2 Panzer 35Ts. Their gunners scan frantically for the tiny Polish tankettes they call cockroaches. They fire. Explosions tear through the trees, missing their elusive prey. Orlik retaliates. At first his shells bounce harmlessly. Then an opening. His autocannon finds the side hull, igniting ammunition. 1 panzer erupts into flame. The last German tank flees, desperate to warn reinforcements. But Orlik pursues through the woods. He catches it in retreat, striking it in the rear until it shudders to a halt. The crew surrender. Inside the smoldering Panzer IV, the German nobleman lies mortally wounded. Dragged out, he dies shortly after. His men, grief-stricken, spit out the insult again. Verdammte Kakerlaken. Damned cockroaches, the Poles adopt the name with pride. For his actions, Orlik would later be awarded the Cross of Valor and remembered as Poland's first true tank ace, April 24, 1943. Under the brutal Tunisian sun, the Sherwood Foresters fight to hold their ground. Shells shake the earth. Sergeant John Oscroft, once a factory worker, now shoulders a Piat anti-tank launcher. Across the battlefield, German armor dominates. Leading them is the dreaded Tiger Braun, armed with an 80mm cannon that makes even seasoned tank crews shiver. The Tiger's presence terrifies the British infantry. As German soldiers charge alongside their armor, the Foresters unleash fire from rifles and machine guns. Despite heavy casualties, the British repel the first wave, but the Tiger remains. Its commander grows impatient, pushing forward boldly. The beast emerges, turret marked 1 in 31. Allied bullets ping harmlessly off its steel hide. Even a Churchill tank's shell misses, hitting an Allied carrier instead. The Tiger retaliates. 1 shell obliterates a Churchill, its crew lost in fire. The British answer with more shells, but nothing penetrates. In the chaos, Oscroft crawls closer, Piat in hand. He steadies his shot and fires. The warhead slams into the Tiger, but bounces off. The massive turret slowly turns toward him. For a moment, Oscroft thinks he is finished. But luck saves him. The crew never spots him. Meanwhile, Churchill tanks and a captured German pack gun combine their fire. 1 shell cripples the Tiger's mantlet, jamming its turret. Another penetrates. Shrapnel wounds the crew. The commander orders evacuation. In their haste, they forget to destroy their machine. The mighty Tiger is left behind. Days later, it is recovered nearly intact, becoming a priceless prize for the Allies. Tiger 131 survives to this day, proudly displayed at the Bovington Tank Museum in the UK, bearing the scars of that fateful Tunisian battle, January 17, 1945. The war is in its brutal final stretch. Near Herlesheim, France, German officer Erwin Bachmann and his men fight in chaos. On a motorcycle with sidecar, Bachmann rides into the ruined town, finding 2 Panther tanks waiting. Their commander, wounded, explains that American Shermans lurk nearby. Bachmann makes a decision. He will take the fight to them. Cautiously exploring on foot, he turns a corner and comes face to face with 2 Shermans and their crews. They spot him. Bullets spray as he flees for his life. He dives for cover, shaken but alive. Rushing back, he orders the Panthers into ambush. Taking a Panzerfaust, he slips into a ruined building, finds a clear angle, and fires. A Sherman bursts into flames. The Panthers move, one attacking from the front, the other flanking. Chaos erupts in the narrow streets as Shermans collide, scrape walls, and scramble for position. Then something incredible happens. Surrounded from two sides, the American column halts. A white cloth waves a surrender. Bachmann cannot believe his eyes. 6 Shermans yield. Moments later, more appear. Another 6 Shermans give up without firing, convinced they are outmatched. In reality, it's just 2 Panthers and a handful of men. By the end, Bachmann has captured 12 fully intact Sherman tanks, 60 American crewmen, and freed 20 German prisoners. For this feat, he is awarded the Knight's Cross. The captured Shermans are turned against their former owners, used in Germany's final desperate months of war, March 5, 1945. Near Lintfort, Germany, Captain Cowboy Tucker leads Company A of American Shermans forward. At first, resistance is light. A sniper here, a machine gun there. But Tucker grows uneasy. It feels wrong. Then, ambush. German anti-tank guns, mines, and Panzerfausts unleash a storm of destruction. Shermans explode. Infantry scatter. Tucker radios frantically for reinforcements. None are coming. Under relentless fire, he orders retreat. But escape is costly. Mines disable tanks. Machine guns cut down infantry. Smoke fills the air as his men struggle to survive. Refusing to give in, Tucker regroups, finding an alternate path toward a vital bridge at Rheinberg. His column pushes through woods, fighting bitterly. They destroy German infantry, knock out anti-tank guns, even duel a Panzer IV and win, but losses mount. When they finally reach the bridge, disaster strikes. German engineers blow it sky high. Masonry crashes down. The path forward is gone. Pinned by fire, Tucker rallies his men. His Sherman rocks under a devastating hit. Inside chaos, Tucker stumbles, realizing his left arm is gone. Bloodied but defiant, he climbs from his crippled tank, .50 caliber in one hand. He charges the Germans like a figure from legend, a one-armed cowboy. His fury terrifies the enemy, who fall before his fire. It is his last stand. The remnants of Company A survive the night, sheltered in farm buildings. By morning, Tucker's body is found among the fallen. Surrounded by the enemy he dragged down with him. He is posthumously awarded the Distinguished Service Cross. Though 41 tanks and 131 men were lost, the path to the Rhine was secured July 8, 1943. The Battle of Kursk, the largest tank clash in history. Among the chaos, German officer Franz Staudegger, commanding a Tiger Fern, finds himself facing an oncoming horde of Soviet T-34s. At first, just 3. His 88-meter cannon makes short work of them. One after another, they explode in flame. But then, the horizon darkens. Dozens more appear, cresting the embankment. The Tiger opens fire. Shell after shell cuts through Soviet armor. The T-34s answer, their rounds slamming into his vehicle with deafening clangs, but none penetrate. The Tiger weathers dozens of hits, its thick steel holding. Staudegger maneuvers carefully, shifting positions, firing with deadly precision. 17 Soviet tanks fall before the Tiger. Even after running out of armor-piercing rounds, he switches to high explosive, continuing the onslaught. Finally, the Soviets break, retreating, but Staudegger is not finished. Pursuing them across open ground, he adds 5 more kills to his tally. When the dust settles, 22 Soviet tanks lie destroyed. His Tiger bears 67 scars from enemy shells, yet remains intact. For this stand, Staudegger is awarded the Knight's Cross, cementing his legend as one of Germany's most formidable tank aces. Fast forward to February 23, 1991. Operation Desert Storm. The U.S. 2nd Armored Cavalry Regiment advances through a sandstorm on the Iraqi border. Captain H.R. McMaster commands. Eagle Troop driving M1A1 Abrams tanks into the haze. Visibility is poor, but their thermal sights give them an edge. Suddenly, enemy contact. Iraqi T-72s concealed and waiting. But blind in the storm, they never see the Americans coming. Bradleys fire tow missiles, obliterating tanks before they can react. Turrets fly skyward like bottle caps. Then McMaster crests a ridge. Through his sights, he sees it. An entire Iraqi defensive line. Dug-in tanks, trenches, anti-tank weapons, there's no time to wait. He orders fire. Abrams shells roar, punching through T-72s with depleted uranium darts. Iraqi crews panic, scrambling to respond. What follows is chaos. In just 23 minutes, Eagle Troop destroys 50 T-72s, 25 armored carriers, 40 trucks, and more, without losing a single man or vehicle. The Battle of 73. Easting becomes legendary. The last great tank battle of the 20th century. September 7, 1939. Wisna, Poland. Captain Władysław Reginis commands 720 men in bunkers and trenches along the Narał River. Against him, 42,000 Germans, 450 tanks, and overwhelming artillery. The Poles fight with ferocity. Bridges are destroyed, ambushes sprung, anti-tank rifles fired until barrels overheat. For days, Reginis and his men resist impossible odds, inflicting heavy losses. But one by one, the bunkers fall. Ammunition runs low. Surrounded, Reginis faces the inevitable. He orders his men to surrender, sparing their lives. Then alone, he pulls the pin on a grenade. His sacrifice becomes a symbol of Polish defiance. Though hopelessly outnumbered, his men delayed the German advance and proved that courage can echo louder than numbers. These 7 stories of bravery, desperation, and sheer determination show that tank battles were never just about machines. They were about the people inside them, their choices, their courage, and their will to fight against impossible odds. Which of these battles amazed you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more untold stories of history's most intense battles, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.